Hello and welcome back to Nivaro. In this video, we're going to explore how we can turn this Nivaro chatbot we made in the last video, which is pretty simple. We just say words, and then it says something in response. Yes, it says it is vengeance, it is the night, it is Batman. When in fact, this isn't really a great app if we're trying to export this. However, I took some time to change it up a little bit, and I made Fit AI, where I can start a workout, say I want to burn 100 calories, and it'll go through and it'll create a very comprehensive workout that I can exercise in order to burn the 100 calories. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how we can achieve this chatbot. The first step in doing this is to change the fact that our main function is the Nivaro chatbot. We obviously love the Nivaro chatbot. It's great. We want to export a chat function. However, we don't want this to be the first thing that the user sees. Instead, we want to make this just one screen that the user can access. So, instead of exporting default, and what this does is it says React and Next.js, I want you guys to render this function on the screen the moment the run button is clicked. We don't like that. We want it gone. And this way, we have a function called chat, which will do all the beautiful things the chatbot does on its own. Next, if we're not going to have the chatbot be the first thing the users access, we're going to make a landing page. And just like the chat function we made here, we're going to do one just for landing. So we can say function landing page, and then a little something that I'm going to add right in here is a hook called on start chat. And I wouldn't worry about what this is right now, but just remember that it remembers whether or not this landing page is turned on. So if you know what a Boolean value is, true or false, currently the on-start chat is set to false. But when that's true, this landing page will show up. Just remember that. Not a huge deal. And then we can return something in here. So I'm just gonna say, sure, I'll go with that. This, 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 and that. Awesome. So as you can see, whatever AI is implemented in Code Sandbox just finished the code for me, and I'm going to use this as my very basis. Next up, you can see this makes a runtime error saying it expected a string for a function. Well, this basically means the app has no idea what it actually wants to export. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make something that is actually exported. And that little something is something I like to call export default function, but we don't want to call it home. I'm going to call it app because this is our actual app. And then inside this, there's a little bit of complex syntax, but all you got to know is that it's going to use the previously mentioned Boolean values to turn on the landing page and then switch that to the chatbot as it sees fit. So next, we're going to see how this runs. There's an error. Where's that? It is saying that we don't have use state. Let me fix that real quick. Actually, I'm going to ask the Nivaro chatbot what it thinks about this. I'm going to go here and paste this and see what happens. Well, it says here that we probably need to import use state and to use this line of code. So I'm going to add that right here, save the file, and now let's see. Kaboom! Our app is working with the landing page. So now if we type this, once again, we have the same chatbot, I'm vengeance, I am night, I am Batman, but it has a landing page, which is pretty awesome. From here on out, you can add as many more landing pages and different screens as you want, and I would recommend doing so by making a function for them and then adding a return statement with all the front end right here, and then copy pasting this export default function app. I would recommend copy pasting this whole page TSX file into the Nivaro chatbot and asking it how it would implement your newly made function into this, because understanding this piece right here, the exported function app, it's kind of difficult, and it uses something called React hooks. So I'm going to add a comment here saying React hooks, and this is pretty important. If you want to take the time to learn what React hooks are, I would seriously recommend it, but it's going to be a challenge. Also, we recognize that the Nivaro chatbot, I don't want to be disrespectful to it, but it doesn't scream fitness like the Fit AI chatbot. It doesn't look like it could bench 135 pounds. So, the way we're going to fix this is by changing some styles. And just to save your time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and update it with some pre-made styles and explain what they are afterwards. So as you can see, I've copy pasted some new code. And I would say the biggest difference that we just experienced was that this text over here, it became orange with a black outline and a gradient. And the way we achieve that is through the class name over here, where we said we're going to make some transparent text, we're going to use a gradient, and then these are the different items we put into the gradient. And we're going to drop a shadow, which is the outline per se, and it's going to use these functions, these attributes, my bad. And the way I generated this is by searching up different ways to render your tailwind. So for instance, to figure out how to drop a shadow or create this little outline, let me show you what I'm talking about. A very faint outline around this Welcome to Fit AI app. I just searched up how to create a border around text tailwind. Right here, the most upvoted answer was just adding this to your tailwind styles. So that's what I did. I copied this and placed it right here. Right here. So if you have a question about styles, I would personally recommend Googling it first, and then if Google isn't really helping, then taking it to the Nivaro chatbot. Now that this page is uploaded, the Nivaro chatbot screen, which is from the chat function, that isn't updated because we didn't change it yet. So once again, I'm going to go to my other screen, copy the styles I used for the chat, Control C, and then highlight all this. Let's see. And now I'm going to paste it, save it real quick, and there we go. Our text is now epic. And now I'm going to ask it the question I asked the previous chatbot. How can I burn 100 calories? Fear not, citizen, burning 100 calories shall require nothing less than the vigilance of Batman. Well, this is not what we're looking for. I sure don't want my users to have to deal with Batman sounding. So the next thing I'm going to change is the route file. So the way you access it is by going to your app, the app folder, clicking API. API is basically where your ChatGPT code is stored. And now I'm going to click route.ts. Here you can notice that there's a lot of constraints we're giving the ChatGPT function, the ChatGPT model, in order to make a chatbot that's relevant to us. And the most relevant one that we have is right here, this content. This, super important, because this is what differentiates our chatbot from actual ChatGPT. And since we don't want it to be Batman anymore, I'm going to say, I want you to be the best personal trainer ever. And you only talk as if you are a personal trainer who specializes in training new gym goers. So now we found our target audience, new gym goers, and our personal trainer, ChatGPT. We'll be training them. Now I'm going to save this, and I'm going to ask the same question. How can I burn 100 calories? There we go. We no longer have Batman trying to save us from 100 calories. We have a very helpful personal trainer teaching us how to burn this amount of calories. And also, there was a lot of code that happened in this video in a pretty short period of time. So if you want to take a deeper look at exactly what I've done, take a look at Unit 5, and way down here, we have the advanced version, which is basically my code. And the way you access it, kind of silly, but you have to take your cursor and click on the actual dev box. And I'm going to keep on clicking it until it opens. There we go. And I'm going to click here. And yep, this is the chatbot that we just made. Happy coding. See you in the next video.